us breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. With our future on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. The educated new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it.
You're now tuned into another episode of Wait Again Minute Podcast. This is season 8 episode. I don't know. Like, how many episodes you think we in now, Miss Go Getter?
I honestly don't know at all. Maybe you want me to guess?
Pretty much.
I would say maybe episode 100.
Absolutely not. Like, what you been under a rock?
Oh,
Like, why would you think we on episode 100?
oh, we on episode 50?
No, we probably episode like close to 300.
Oh, I must have been under a rock, sleep.
Pretty much.
I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, you told me to guess. I guess.
Well, from now I'm not gonna ask you to guess because it's pretty.
I be trying to tell you, don't
look,
have me guess about nothing.
look,
Cause
It's pretty a mess. Like that.
Yeah.
That don't even make sense. But anyway, we have a special guest tonight, as we do most Thursdays. Tonight we have Ms. Kiara.
Hi,
How are you, madam?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just great. I can't complain. So, how was your weekend?
It was good.
What did you do?
Didn't do much.
Oh,
So it was good. On the couch,
Yeah.
catching up on shows. That's about it.
I definitely understand that. So, can you please introduce your? Well, hold on. Before I do that, Miss Go Getter, how was your weekend?
what did I do the weekend? I don't remember that either. Oh no, my nephew got married.
Oh,
And how was that?
Sunday. Oh, that was lit. They was in there having a good old time. Unfortunately, I was missing a lot of it, but hey,
Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, I had y'all. I had to turn from being a guest to being a worker, but that was cool. It was cool. It was cool. I played a whole lot of positions Sunday, but it was cool. It was really nice. It was really nice. I was really happy for the both of them. But Saturday, Saturday I was in a parade. Oh, I had to think about it because I was forgetting that. I was in a parade Saturday for the nonprofit group that we're in called Self Dot
That we have.
Well, yeah, that we have Self Dot Impact. Well, that we have that I'm in all the same. Have it and I'm in it too. And I was in a parade. So that was interesting. That wasn't my first time in a parade, but that was interesting still.
Okay. Well, Miss Kiara, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again Minute Podcast?
okay. My name is Kiara Swope. I'm from Hampton, Virginia, and I have 4 babies, 4 little ones that I love the most.
Hold on, you have 4. You look like you don't have anything.
I have
You
4.
sitting here small,
4.
and I look like I have about 4 kids,
Mm-mm,
and
don't
you
do
have
that.
you have a total of 5.
No, I have a total of 4.
You had a total of
I
4.
still
Okay.
count my angel.
Okay. So you have 3 that are at home
I
now.
have 3 that is at home and 3 that's watching over me. I mean, 1 that's watching over me. Sorry.
Okay. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about your son Elijah. Like, tell us, how was he as a kid first?
Elijah was active. He was active, playful. Everyone loved him. He was sweet, but don't cross him because he was a Gemini.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. So he still has that double side to him, but he was still a sweetheart. Everybody loved him. He was my old man. Like, he was really an old man.
Oh, so he had an old soul.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was always
wow.
with my grandmother. We call her Nunu. Like, he
Okay.
was always with her, and that was his mom, his second mom. Like,
Okay.
she loved him just as much as I did. because Elijah was my oldest. So
And how old was Elijah when he transitioned?
Elijah was 13.
Okay, so he was a teenager.
No, Elijah was 12.
He was 12.
He was about to
Okay.
turn 13 June 14th.
Oh,
Okay.
So he was
Wow.
13, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what he was diagnosed with and at what age was he diagnosed?
At 11 years old, so 2017, Elijah was away on vacation
Mm-hmm.
and he was complaining of stomach aches. So his dad took him to the nearest hospital and they were like, "Oh, he's just constipated. He's good."
Mm-hmm.
And when they said, "We'll just call you if we see anything else on the scans." So they called him back and was like, "We don't like this. So we're going to have to get you guys to go up to Savannah." So they took him back to the local hospital and then they transported him to Savannah, Georgia, to the Children's Hospital. And
Mhm.
Savannah, there, they noticed he had a tumor on his kidney.
Oh wow.
And with the tumor on his kidney, it was declared as cancerous, of course. So it was called neuroblastoma. It's a tumor on the kidneys, and they also call it Wilms tumor. So that's what we pretty much went by. And after that, they was like, he's gonna have to go through chemotherapy. So I was like, okay. So they performed the surgery to remove the tumor off his kidney, and then once they performed the surgery to remove it off his kidney, we had like a couple of days we healed in Savannah. Then we brought him back home to Virginia, and we started treatment here at our local children's hospital here in
Okay.
Norfolk. And with that, they gave us a game plan of this is what we're going to have to do, this, and that. So going into that, like that was the first go round. Going into
Okay.
that, it was kind of rough because we didn't know really what we were doing. I mean, nobody would, it was something that just came at us. So we went through that and it was kind of rough. It was rough for me because it's just watching my baby fighting this deadly disease. And I don't know, I just didn't know. Like I was scared because he was my oldest and that was my baby.
Okay, so he was on vacation, and from
Mhm.
vacation it went like a snowball effect.
Yes. From vacation with his father and his family in Georgia to we in Savannah, my baby got cancer.
Wow.
And how old was he at this time?
11.
Okay, so he was 11 at this time. Okay.
And he
Mhm.
had no prior, you
N-
know,
No.
signs or anything until
No,
that weekend.
and that was the crazy part because they were saying that normally neuroblastoma, the kids, they detect that earlier, like they're
Okay.
younger when they detect that. But they detected that with him when he was older. So that was kind of strange. That's what they were trying to say. Well, normally, they get that like 9 or whatnot. Like
Mhm.
that was early.
Wow. So did they say that this was like, I understand you said that they said normally around 9 or something like that. But was this something kind of common, especially in the African American kids, or no?
That part I don't know.
Okay.
That part I don't know, but I do know that since then, every little ooh and ah on the other ones, I've been
Mhm.
checking.
Right,
Ooh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So did they say whether or not this was something that a kid is hereditary? Like your other kids could possibly get it?
no, they said that
Okay.
wasn't hereditary.
Okay.
It wasn't, and that's what I'm saying. But still cautious on
Right.
it. Just little oohs and alls, like especially like with the stomachs, like with
Mhm.
that. Like I'm really. Mm-mm.
Right, because I can understand that because usually if a kid say, "Oh, they have a stomach ache or something," you thinking maybe they are constipated or maybe they
Mhm.
caught a virus from school or from the
Mhm.
playground. So usually as parents, you don't take it that serious. You kind of like give them some Pepto or give them
Mhm.
something so they can use the bathroom, and you keep it going
Mhm.
until they say it again, and
Right.
then you might take them to the ER or something.
Right.
So this time you can tell that his ooh was a little different than
Yeah.
the
So I
usual
think,
ooh.
yeah, that's why his dad was like, no, I'm just going to go ahead and just take him. And I was still in Virginia,
Mhm.
working actually when I got the phone call. And then that's when I felt like a ton of bricks just fell on me and I just fell out of my chair at work.
Wow.
And I just started after that. One of my friends at the time, she came to come cover for me and I just started making calls like I got to get out of here. So I ended up leaving work, got home. Called my mother, my youngest son's father. At the time I was dating, we went ahead and we got on the road the next morning, like we were gone, and we went down to Georgia. I drove, and maybe I shouldn't, but I drove and I got us there. We got there in one piece, but I was there on my way. Like I wasn't playing no games. Pedal to the metal.
Of course, of course.
To my baby. Yeah. But I didn't make it in time to when he went into surgery. So, but by the time I got there, he was coming out. So when I got to Savannah, checked on my baby, and they gave us the timeline and everything. So we, like I said, we stayed in Savannah for a little while. Then we came back home and we went through treatment. Went through treatment from 2017 to 2018. January 2018, scans is clear. Elijah's cancer free.
So it was like it was in remission, pretty much.
Pretty much,
yeah,
remission. So 2018, cancer's gone. We don't see none, but we're still gonna come back. So we went back for our latest scans, like in 3 more months. We went back for our latest scans and was like, yeah, we see something else. So we seen another tumor. So of course, this time go round, they had to pump them harder. Like it was stronger chemo. We had to go to radiation, and we were just fighting through it. So we went through that in 2018. I think it was about, I'm not gonna quite, I think it was about March, because it was the summertime. So we went through all that in 2018. Then September, his scans came back clear. So we were in the clear in 2018. And so in so we went through that. Elijah went back to school. He was your typical preteen, like getting in trouble. He wasn't treated no different, right? Somewhat, but he went through that. And then it was Thanksgiving. Like I went Black Friday shopping. I took him and my daughter Morgan, which she is now the oldest, holding everybody down. That's mama. Good. That's mama. Good. She thinks she run everything. She's we went to Walmart, and Elijah was already saying my stomach hurt. I'm like, okay, well, just sit down. Let's take a break. So we took a break. I checked out, came home, and then I think a couple of days later, Elijah was like, I can't do this. So we went to Patient First. Patient First was saying that yeah, you guys got to take him to CHKD because we don't like his blood right now. We don't like the numbers. So we took him to CHKD. And they said, and by then, I think this was December 2nd, and they were saying, we're sorry, but his cancers came back, and now it's aggressive, like it's spreading. Wow. So this is December 2019. He spent the whole month of December in CHKD. Then we went through, he was in ICU for a long time. They had like open him up, get all this guck out, and do everything. So that was really hard for me, just to watch him on that table, just can't talk, heavy sedated, and didn't know what's going on. So at that time they had him like in a medical coma, or no? Or you guess you can say that it's like sedated, like he didn't know really what was going. He was out of it. And so once they really got him under control with the surgery, they released him out of it, and then he came up out of it, and then they felt like he was strong enough to go back on the oncologist floor. So once they took him back to the oncologist floor, by then it's Christmas. So he did spend Christmas on the oncologist floor. Family was around him. We spent Christmas at CHKD. We did that. Then he came through that, and he had to come home with an ostomy bag.
Oh, wow. Now, how was that? Like being a typical kid, running around doing everything, getting in trouble, to now he's, he went from that to not remember anything, then to come home to a life-changing.
To be honest, he still was himself. Okay. Pretty much.
So he was handling it.
He was still handling it.
Okay.
Well, I was handling it.
Right.
So I had to take care of everything for him on that, because he just felt like, I ain't doing that. And I'm like, okay. And then me being mother bear is like, okay, if you don't want to clean it, I'll clean it.
Right. Yeah.
So he handled it. Like he did good. Like he did real good with that part, because he didn't mess with it. Like it was all me, my sister, my grandma, my mom. We took care of all that.
So everybody else kind of cleaned up for him.
Yeah.
So I guess basically what we was wondering is like, did he feel uncomfortable around? Because he didn't go back to school, though, did he?
No, we did not. We did one last hurrah in school, in January. This before everything was shut down. We did one last raw, and he's seen all his friends and stuff. That was nice. It was really touching how they did that. But he just played like with his cousins and stuff, like his sisters and his cousins. And so he was still in chemo treatment. So we still was dealing with that in January at that time. But he still was an active kid. Like he still played and stuff, but he didn't play because I just was so cautious. Like,
Right.
on everything.
As you should.
Like I just one quick bump. I don't know. Like I was really protective over him in that way when it came to that. But he did not go to school, but he was able to go back to see his fellow classmates one last time. And then
So let me ask you this. So that one last time, what did he go to, like, was he on hospice or something then, or he just went that?
We just went because he was doing schoolwork at home.
Okay.
But I just knew that wasn't an environment for him. Like I just couldn't have him in there. Like when his younger sister, they were going to the same school. I'm not gonna say his younger sister, Morgan, which is the second oldest to him, but now the current oldest. They went to the same school. So like she was like on the dance team. So like she had activities, he would go. He was going. He like went like to 2 activities she had at the school. So he was still up moving around and still doing stuff. He just couldn't do it for that period of time, like for too long. Like he was walking, but like say if we were going to Walmart, like he had to be in his wheelchair. But like certain stuff, like he was able still to be like a normal kid. Like he still seen his classmates and stuff. They still knew who he was. He just couldn't physically be in the school because it was just too much of a liability. Like he couldn't be there.
Right.
But when he was actually in school, they still treated him like a normal student, except that the school he was going to had stairs. So he had to go in the elevator.
Okay.
So they let him go up in the elevator, was like his plan we had. So he was still treated as a normal child. You know, he still got in trouble like the rest of them, but it's just so much stuff that I really, we're not doing that with him just so I can protect him.
Right.
But at this time in January, no, we shut school off. You just do schoolwork from home. And so, like I said, we've seen his last friends in January. And then about February, we got a phone call from the doctor. They did his scans again and they was like, we're just going to be honest with you guys. There's nothing else we can do. Like, that's it.
So that quick. And I'm sure, I mean, it seemed very fast to me. And I'm sure for you guys, it probably was even faster.
Yeah. So he was aware of what was going on. Like he knew everything that was going on. Like we didn't hide nothing from him from day one. Nothing was sugar coated with him because like I wouldn't want that to happen to me. I wouldn't want nobody to sit and tell me that I'm dying. Like I would want you to tell me that I'm dying. Like I would want you to let me know because I want to know. Like I don't want to just go out here and I'm about to die, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we told him that, there's nothing else they can do. So, we're just gonna keep the faith and keep praying. But what do you want to do before you go?
Absolutely. And what did he say?
So there was a local organization around Hampton Roads. They were able to grant his last wish, and he was able to go to Daytona.
Okay.
To see he was able to meet and greet his favorite race car driver, and he went there with my Nunu, which is my grandmother, his great grandmother, and his father. They went because I went on his first wish trip, so I was like, I'm gonna let them do this wish trip with him.
What was the first wish trip?
We went to Disney World.
Okay.
It was all exclusive. Like I had more fun than they did.
Right. So how is it like when you have 3 other kids and now they're telling you that your oldest, he's actually about to transition. How did you tell your kids? Like how did you and how were they able to process that?
Well, Morgan, the mama, she knew what was going on too. Like we didn't sugarcoat nothing with her either. She knew everything too because I used to call them twins because like she was kind of taller than him, even though she was younger than him. So I used to call them twins. And so she knew. Soraya, she knew what was going on. She knew her brother was sick. She knew. But Caden, he was 3 at the time when Elijah passed.
Okay.
So he just knew his brother was sick, but that's his brother. Like, we're gonna I still want to wrestle, I still want to play. So
Right.
he really didn't know, but he knew his brother was sick.
Mhm.
But Soraya, but Morgan, she knew. Morgan is she's a Gemini too.
Oh Lord.
She's she doesn't show feelings.
Okay.
She holds it all in. Like, she does not show any feelings. She just will hold everything in. She gonna talk to you, she gonna tell you, but that's
about it.
that's about it. Like, she's not really gonna be one that's gonna be rolling around here crying and all that. She just was like, okay, and just was ready for whatever. She was ready for the next step, just like the rest of us. So
Well, I think that might have been a good thing on your end, then, being that she's so, she's kind of strong-willed or whatever. Like, because it could have went another way. She could have been next to him, and you call him a twin, but she could have not taken it so well.
right, and could have not died with him, but died with him.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
tapped out on us. Yeah,
Correct.
that's true. Like, I have a video of them. It was his last couple of days, and she was singing "You Are My Sunshine."
Oh.
And she was singing "You Are My Sunshine." And that video is so touching. But and then I have a video, I think like a couple of weeks before they did a TikTok. Well, she was doing a TikTok at my grandma's house, and then you see Elijah in the back pumping up, dancing with her in the background. And she's sitting there looking at him like, I know you did not cut my TikTok off.
Yeah.
See, they still had their moments where it's like, you may be sick, but you still bro. I'm still gonna get you. So
That's right.
they still would go tit for tat with each other still. But at the end of the day, that was her brother. She loved him.
That was her brother. So now, being that he passed in what year?
2020.
2020. So now we're in 2023. So, and he passed in on March 27th.
March 27th.
Okay. Now, how has life been since that time? Like, bring us up to speed. Like, bring us a little bit of when it happened and how things happened, and now how you guys dealing with it now.
Okay. So, like I said, February he went to his last trip to see his favorite race car driver. At that point, then in March, he still was moving around, still doing stuff. We went to the movies, basketball games, we still did stuff. But then the doctor was like, it's about to go downhill, because he was starting to have pain. So he went to hospice. So he went to hospice at the house, and they had the pumps, the morphine, and then I would just sleep with him.
Okay.
So every night I was in the bed with him. My oldest sister, she was one of his aides. So she came and took care of him, as I was taking care of him, but she came and took care of him as well. And with me. So we going through, the last couple of days, he was able to meet some of his favorite celebrities.
So this organization helped with all of the trips and the meetings. Okay.
The organization helped with his favorite NASCAR driver.
Okay.
My cousin actually helped me with his favorite rappers.
Okay. And who were they?
He was able to FaceTime The Weeknd.
Okay.
He was able to FaceTime Drake.
Wow.
And we were able to FaceTime J. Cole's.
Oh, wow.
That's major.
So, and we have that on video, and he was on morphine. So he was in and out, but he knew who they were. Like, he was ecstatic. Like, he loved it. So, he was able to do that for us. My youngest cousin was able to do that for us. And so that was really, like, I love that part. And so after that, that's when he was not gone, but he was gone. And so I remember the night before, the 26th, I posted something on Facebook stating about the cancer percentage and all that. And I knew in my heart that this was it.
And how
I knew in my heart it was it.
How like, what did he do something to make you, or did you, as a mom,
I knew. Like I just laid, because I was sleeping with him every night. Like I
Okay.
laid there with him every night, so I knew that
Anytime now.
it's gonna be any time now. And then I called hospice. So we went to sleep, and I just woke up out of my sleep, and I called hospice, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And then, she was like, well, I'm on my way. So she was like, you need to call everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
So when I called everybody in, people got there, but at that time it was me and his father in the room because he transitioned at home. So it's me and his
Okay.
father in
Right.
the room. And she just said, you just need to say your last goodbyes. So I just told him, I love you. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm good. You're good. Just
Right.
go ahead. And so we did that in a couple of minutes. That was it. And I looked at him. I said, he's gone. She was like, he's gone. And so we were able to, I just was like, okay. And I lay there for a little while, held him for a little while longer. Then some families still came in. And when the families still came in, they seen him. And then, it's a minute, before everybody gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we all got there, the family, everybody. We said our last goodbyes. They left. I just remember one thing before the sedation took over. It was one night we was watching Andy Griffin because that was his favorite show.
So he was
Andy
definitely an old
He was
man.
definitely yeah. Andy Griffin was his favorite show. So
Yeah,
we
he was
laid there, was
definitely-
watching Andy Griffin, and he said, "Mom, I'm okay. I'm okay, but I just want you to be happy. That's it.
Wow.
Just want you to be happy." And I remember that like that's yesterday. Like that is the line I remember out of him is, I'm okay. I just want you to be happy. And so I still carry that with me,
Right.
currently today, as I'm like, Elijah would not be liking what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
People like, that's not what I
Right.
said
Right.
for you to be. I
Yeah.
want you to be happy. So yeah.
So
So
how?
how?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Miss Goyetta.
So how have you been handling all of this mentally, like during that time and even now? How has your mental been?
Um, it was COVID at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So, we were shut down. That didn't make
Mhm.
no matters worse.
Right.
So like I was spiraling, like I felt myself like just going like I was doing t-shirts at the time, so I would go into my office and press. And then at that time, we were having they were having the battles with the going back and forth with the artists.
Oh yeah.
They were
Yeah.
doing that, so that helped a lot. And then we were on Zoom became big, so we were zooming. And then I decided to go back to work. So I decided, let me go back to work.
Okay.
And I went back to work, and I was able to keep my mind off of that. But then I had to realize, at the end of the day, I still have 3 other ones that
Right,
they need
correct.
me. Like they need me. Like I can't go off on a deep end, even though I wanted to. Don't get me wrong, I cried. I cried like a baby, nights, days, whatever. But I still had people around me to pick me back up, even though I was falling short. It wasn't easy. Like
Yeah.
I went to a little depression. It wasn't easy. Like it was just not something that I would wish on my worst enemy.
Right.
So but now I did some therapy. I work on that. And I just have people around me to pick me up. Like I have my moments. Like
Right.
holidays is the hardest. Holidays is the hardest, especially Christmas. Like Halloween's coming up. He loved Halloween. Christmas was his thing. And just his birthday, then the transition date. Like for me right now, we're coming into the season where he got sick again.
Okay.
And so now it's really starting to get to me that he got sick in November, then he was in hospital in December, then in January we came home, February they told us nothing else to do, March he passed. Then
Right.
so for me, that's what's playing effect on me right now is the countdown. And that's
Right.
what eats me up every time. So
But I think when you look back, like on the side of like when you really have time to sit, and I get it. Like you're a mom. we're, we're back. And see, that's the thing with live. Like, God, our computer just shut down like out of nowhere. And but yeah, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. And
What
so
was
they
you-
actually heard everything that we said though. That's
What were
the
you
good
saying
part.
now?
What was I
What
saying?
that?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, now being what I was saying was that being that you he passed when he was 13, correct?
Mhm.
And he found out when he was 9,
No, 11.
No.
11,
He passed when he.
about to be.
No. I'm getting my days. Like he passed. He found out he was 9. He passed when he
Okay.
was 11.
Okay.
11,
Okay.
12, 13, 14. No. I'm sorry, y'all.
Look, days go by so fast.
It does.
We get it. But all I said is say that
It's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
it's been 3 years since his passing, yes, but God gave him more years of just being a natural, you know,
Mhm.
kid and just having fun and you know, you have greater memories of him
Mhm.
of the
Right.
years, right?
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got, even though he was young when he passed, for so many years he was good.
Mhm. He was good. He was I don't know. He was amazing. He was more than good.
I think, and listening to you speak about him though, um, I think that it makes me think that God gives things to, yes, because you coughing right in the mic. What in the world going
Oh,
on
sorry,
tonight?
my throat is itchy.
You want some water?
I need some.
Because Kiara not drinking her water here.
No, I couldn't get it open. I'm acting like my 6-year-old. I can't get it open.
Um,
no, look. That is good.
Wow, this is pretty much crazy, right? But you know, I think I don't know. I just know that when we hear about how God gives people certain things,
Mhm.
I think had it been another kid, it may have went another way for you. So I just always try to look at the flip side of it.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, like sometimes you know how they said there's things happen for a reason. I do
Mhm.
believe things happen for a reason,
Mhm.
but sometimes there's a blessing that you might not realize that purpose
Mhm.
or that blessing that might come out of that situation.
Right.
But have you ran into anything that you can actually say, "Oh, this was my blessing," or "This is the
No.
purpose or reason"? You haven't came
Mm-mm.
to that reason.
And that's why I said, and I know people say you shouldn't question God. Don't question
Right.
God. But when it gets you, when it's you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of question because you're trying to figure like why me, and that's what the part I'm in is still is like why me. It's like I already been through a lot. Like why do I still feel like stuff is still coming at me? Feel like stuff is not going easy. You know,
Right.
like I feel like
Okay.
just like I feel like at this point I should be just walking smooth sailing through life. Like it's like
Right.
So why do you feel that though? Why do you feel like you should be walking smooth sailing through life?
Cause I just feel like I'm
You
not gonna
you've
say
been through
like
so
I
much.
just been through so much. Like I
Mhm.
feel like I'm not gonna say you owe me one, but gosh,
You
you
owe
owe
me
me
one.
So
one.
you
Right.
saying so you basically saying, you know, throughout your whole life from child all the way up to now, you have been through certain things. And
Yeah.
you feel like as an adult,
So,
you're
like
still going
yeah,
through
like I
things.
feel like I still going through things. Like it's just like it's time where you just feeling like you're not happy. It's feeling like you're not enough for a person. It just sometimes feel like you just feel like you feel unworthy sometimes. If like that's sometimes how I feel. Like
Yeah.
why?
So do you feel
Why?
so you're at this point, are you feeling like with the passing of your son, this just added on to what you already felt like you had going on mentally? Because pretty much what you're saying, it's almost like you're at a mental break. Like, do you feel like that added more to you?
I,
Because you're trying to figure out like why, because you're not
I
supposed to
just
question, but you're questioning.
It's nothing wrong with questioning
Right.
God.
No, it's
Like
not nothing
I
wrong with
feel people.
I
questioning.
just
I know I question him all the
before
time.
Yeah.
he was diagnosed, I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna say like I was okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was good. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was okay. But I think after like he went through treatment, and I was like, I was going through, you got to remember that that's not easy for
Right.
nobody. So I'm
Right.
still going through that. So dealing with the mental part is like I mean, dealing with the treatment part
Right.
is like still mess with your mental. So I'm still
Yeah.
going with that. And then you tack on to your son passing, and it's like, oh, still got to go through that.
Right.
We can't forget COVID.
Right,
We
right,
still
right,
was
right,
going through that.
Right.
So I had to deal with COVID. And then again, I'm still grieving. So
Right.
with that, it's a lot.
It is.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
now my mental still plays a part where I have my good days and my bad days. And for the last month, about 2 months, like it's been bad for me. Like I just
Right.
been feeling like lost because it's like, oh, he would have been in 10th grade. Oh,
Yeah.
he would have
You
been
still counting
this.
the days
And
and all
he
that.
would. So that's my
Yeah.
problem. My birthday was in August. So it's like I ain't had my baby. Like it's just little stuff that's just been
Yeah.
bothering me. Like it's like, oh, if he was still here, would I be going through this? Well, I would have
Right.
been back through this. Could I would have been with like it's just
Yeah.
that's the part that's just it's weighing on me. But I had to tell myself that, Kier, you got to get your mental together. And so I've been trying to come out of it. Like I've been
Right.
I've been trying to come out of it.
So
Like,
how are you?
trying to come out of it?
Yeah, how are you actually trying to come out of? Like, what are you doing to help yourself come out of it?
So when Elijah passed, when he was diagnosed with cancer, I was, praying and just trying to stay on the good and narrow, but I was praying and just asking God just to please, heal my baby. Don't take my baby from me. But then when he passed, I felt like I was failed, just as his daughter.
Mhm.
I felt like I was failed. So I kind of lost my way.
So do you think you lost some of your faith?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
lost my faith.
Yeah.
So with that, I was like, we ain't even cool like that, dog, no more. Like you did that to
Right.
me. So when I went through that, like I lost and I felt like, okay, we ain't good. So now it's to the point where it's like, Daddy, I need you. Where
Right.
you at?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. So right now I just been praying. I've been meditating. I've been saying affirmations.
Right.
I've been at home.
Mhm.
I've stopped hanging out.
Okay.
If I go out, I probably went out twice in the last month. I just
Okay.
stopped hanging out. Like I just want to be at home. I want to be in my space. I want to be on my couch. So that's what it was like. You're just gonna have to come home, just sit. You have
Mhm.
your other kids, be with them. I love hookah, so that's what I've been doing. Sit on
Okay.
my couch, hookah, and TV, and catching up on all shows. Like I just need my own mental. I just want to find peace. So
Right.
that's where I'm at. Like you just gotta find peace. You gotta have a reason to come to your place. You gotta have I can't get out of my bed. Like I can't get in my bed no more. Like it's only time you're gonna get in your bed is when it's time to go to bed. That's what I
Okay.
have to tell myself.
Oh, because you used
was
to lay in
laying
the
around
bed
in
with
bed.
him.
I will laying around in the bed and just like, okay, call Morgan. That's Mama. Morgan,
Right.
can you? And she will have to do because I feel like I was falling into a depression.
That's where
Okay.
God comes in at. Even though you're upset
Mhm.
and it's obviously that you have a relationship with God because you're saying like, look, God, like, you ain't do that, you ain't do that solid for me.
Mhm.
But he may not have done it how you wanted,
To, right.
but it was his will and his way. But he has Morgan there to help pick up, even though she's still young
Mhm.
and but she's there she's your support.
Mhm.
She's there to help you because if he didn't have his hand in it, everything could be falling.
Right.
And I
That's
know that
true.
it may seem like everything is falling,
Mhm.
but trust me, if you look back from where 3 years ago to about to be 4 years in March, you gotta see some progress somewhere.
Mhm.
And when you say like, Daddy, like I need you, I he knows that. He
Mhm.
knows that. So I'm just now meeting you, and when you were speaking of your son and like your relationship with God, and
Mhm.
I just felt like I wanted to cry for you because I'm sitting beside you, and I could kind of feel a little of
Yeah.
where you are. I ain't
Mhm.
even say where you are now.
Mhm.
So I just know that
It's
he
not
does
easy.
give things to certain people.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I always say, I have to keep telling myself that, he doesn't give you no more than you can bear.
Right.
Like, you gonna get through it. And if I really would tell you my story, and some people would probably think that, oh, if this was me, I'll crack. Like, I would be just laid out, like I would be all over the
Yeah.
place. That's what people
Yeah.
say. That's their
Right.
favorite line. Like, I would
Mhm.
like, but no, you wouldn't though.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, because I thought I was going to be, but again, I knew what was about to come. But you were not. No, you wouldn't, especially because you have, like, if you have, like, I have 3 others, so I have to. I had to get up. I couldn't
Right.
sit down. So, like, you not, but like, again, like, there's your moments, those your days, and that's where I've been at, where my days have came back around, where it's like I just want to give up. But then when you look at it and think about it, it's like, you really can't. Like, you can't. Like, you really gotta
No, you have
move
to get up
around,
and
because
move.
you have the other ones that's looking at you
And that need you.
that
And they
needs
need you
me,
too.
and
Mhm.
I can't put more on my oldest. That's not fair to her,
No,
and
Right.
she's a
not.
cheerleader, so I can't, like, so. And I think that was another thing, because she's cheers, so I had to really move around. Like, I have to pick up, drop off. I have to do that. So
Mhm.
I didn't have another excuse to sit back and lay
Right.
down in the bed these last couple of months. So, like, I have to get up.
Right, because you don't
Like,
want to
and
neglect them in all of this.
yeah, because I don't want them to
because-
resent me. I don't want
Right,
them to
that's
be
exactly
like,
what I
oh,
was about to
because
say.
you lying. No, I don't want them to play that at me. Like,
Right.
I'm trying to be the best mother that I can be, but at the same time,
Hard.
it is hard. At the same time, I still, miss my baby.
As you know, and
So-
that's
I miss my,
yeah.
and it's like, if you're in my living room, you see a picture of Elijah. Elijah got his own stand. He got this, he got that. You would think it's like
A
a
shrine.
shrine
Right.
almost. But I just still want everybody to know that, Elijah's still part of this family.
Right.
He's still
Absolutely.
here. Like, this Elijah, he just transitioned, with
And he's still
the
watching
father.
over.
So,
Yeah.
he's still here, but I still need them to know that,
Right.
Elijah's
So
still part of us.
So how has your grandmother dealt with it? Because I know you said they was really
They
close.
were really close. My grandmother, after Elijah's passed, you can see that she didn't take it good at all. And she has the dog. And Jordan, he didn't take it good either. Like, because Jordan knew when Elijah was sick. So, when you have dogs, some dogs
Yeah,
Oh,
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
And he sensed. So he used to be right there with Elijah, was right there all the time with him. So Jordan didn't take good either. But my grandmother, that's my baby. I love that lady. But she's not, you can tell. Like, after, and if you go in her house too, you'll think it was a shrine, because before Elijah went into the hospital,
Mhm.
he was always over there. So he has, like, he loved trucks. So his trucks are still parked the same way he left them.
Wow.
You can't touch them. Like, you're not allowed to go mess with his stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, that is.
And I guess that's how she deals with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in order for us to get through some things, we have to process it the way that we can. And some people may
Yeah.
not understand that. And it's not for them to
It's
understand.
not
Yeah.
for everybody.
And I stopped going over there after he passed. Like, I stopped going over there, because in my mind, if Elijah's not here at the house with me, he over there with her.
Gotcha.
So I stopped going over there, because it's like, if I go over there, he not there either.
So it's like reality.
So
gonna
reality
hit
gonna hit
yeah.
you. So it takes a lot for me to really go over there, because that was his second home, if not his home. Because it's like, Elijah, I'm going to the new house for the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
So how has it been, like, far as relationships? Like, are you, like, back dating? Like, did you stop dating? Like, how, like, I know you said you were going out. So how the relationship part?
So when Elijah was here, I was dating. And then that didn't work out, because my mental was just too damaged. Like, we were together for a while. We had a son together.
Okay.
But I had, like, my mental wasn't good. And I was like, I can't do this. We can't do this. So I went ahead and just moved on with my separate ways. And at that time, again, we were in COVID, but they still had things open. So I was still enjoying life.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's November 2021. I met someone.
Okay.
And we're currently still, together.
Okay, that's good.
So, it's not easy, because, again, my mental.
Right.
So it ain't easy. You got to deal with it, but it ain't easy
Right.
because I still, have to still go through my stages where it's like I'm hurting, and
Right.
and if you've never lost a child, you're not gonna get it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah,
But he's there as
um,
much as he can
as
to
much as he
keep
can.
keep him
Yeah,
straight.
he's
Okay.
there.
Well, that's good. Now okay. What is it that you want people to remember about Elijah? People who like your family, your friends, like
Um,
your core people.
my favorite thing is his smile. Like Elijah had the best smile. Like he just would smile from ear to ear, even when he was getting stuck, prong cut open. Like Elijah smiled. Like he was happy. You wouldn't even think he was even going through anything. He would be up on the oncologist floor with his pole with the IV and everything running through him, sitting there playing the PlayStation, smiling and playing. Like Elijah did not let that really affect him. Like he still was a child. And that smile was contagious. Like smile from ear to ear. And I missed that. I missed the laughing. I miss him joking. I miss them Pokemon days.
Okay.
I miss them Thomas the Trains. I miss and I still joke with his sister now because I'm like, if Elijah was still here, he'd be still wearing dinosaur shirts. She said my brother would be 15 and he wouldn't be walking around here with Pokemon and dinosaur shirts on. So he would be doing that. Like
Right.
that's what I remember. Like he was a kid, like he was in 6th grade at the time, and he was still wearing his little dinosaur
He's
shirts.
still a kid at
He was
heart.
still a kid, and
Right. Okay.
that's what I miss. Like I miss that kid in him. Like I don't get like Caden, he'll play with his toys and stuff, but
Mhm.
the other two, I'm like, no, we had trains, trucks all through here. Like y'all not even. Well, y'all ain't nobody playing. Like
Right.
I miss that. Like I miss tripping over a Hot Wheel. Like I miss that. Like I really
The
do.
small things.
Yeah, it's the small things. I just miss his laughter and his just hugs. It's just his affection and stuff. Like I miss it all.
So
Even the arguing, I miss it.
right. So has he ever came and visit you?
Um, no.
He hasn't.
I asked though. I'd be like, Elijah, where you like I do call out.
Mhm.
Like I really would like him to. Like I really would like him to. I'm gonna stop telling a story. Cause I remember it was during he just passed a couple of months and I was in my little office where I stayed at the time, pressing shirts. And then all I heard was mommy, like him calling me. But this
Mhm.
was like a couple of weeks after he passed. So, and he passed in the house that I was at. So I'm
Okay.
hearing him call my name as I'm pressing shirts, and I'm looking, but he's not there. It's that cry, like I need you,
Mhm.
like I'm hurting, like after when he was finished with chemo, like he'll get sick. It's one of those cry. That was the only time that I remember hearing him. But after that, like I don't hear him. I don't really. And if he does come in my dream, I can't hear him.
Oh wow.
And I know people say that
So
like
if he come in your dream, you haven't, when you're dreaming and you see the person, you haven't seen him in your dream.
well, I guess I did have, but like I can't hear him.
Can't hear
Like
him.
he's
Yeah.
there, but I can't hear what he's saying. So sometimes it's a point where you have to double back and go look at videos just to get that last voice
Mhm.
of him. But I've seen him in dreams, but it's
Just
just
make out what he's
Talk to
saying.
I
him.
haven't talked to him. Like
You
I
haven't
haven't
talked to him in
got
dreams.
that last. I can just go on. I haven't got that,
Right.
and I don't know if you get that from if people will ever have that from anybody from
Mhm.
passing. Like I've heard like people say that, but I've
Yeah.
never known anybody who's ever had that last farewell
Right.
goodbye dream.
And I think maybe it could be from, and I'm just fishing, like I don't know. But maybe like being that you long for your son
Mhm,
and God is right there. He is your father. So, and I think that he has his hand on you, right?
mhm.
If he allows you to hear him, you'll want to hear more of him.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And that
that
may
could be
be
true.
could be a trigger. Well, I don't think trigger is the right word, but it could really cause you
It could be a trigger
to go down even further,
Right.
into depression or something. I don't know. But that's something you definitely can, ask God about, like for clarification, or
Mhm.
if that's what you want, then you you make it known to him what it is that you want.
Right.
So now how is his dad? Like how is his dad since um, he's transitioned?
Um, his dad, his dad's all quiet. Like he's a quiet person. He's always been a quiet person. So he never, he speaks, but he doesn't. talk like that, so he doesn't
Okay.
really show his emotion. But Elijah was his boy. Like, um, they were two peas in a pod. So when his dad would come in town or whatnot, because his dad drives trucks, so when his
Okay.
dad would come into town, like they were, his dad's hurting.
Yeah, I'm
Like, but
sure.
I'm more vocal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more, I will get and talk about it. I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to let you know that I'm hurting. But I don't even remember even seeing his dad cry. Like, I remember his dad squat down at the bed while I'm laying in the bed with Elijah. And I just remember his dad getting up and leaving. And that's it. Like, I don't
That's it,
remember a
yeah.
teardrop. I don't remember none of that. Like,
Right.
he's just so
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah, he's probably dealing with it in his own way.
Right.
You know.
But sometimes it's like you can cry. Like, I
Right.
get it. Like, this is no judgment. Like, I understand we lost our child. Like, you're
Mhm.
allowed to drop a tear. It's fine.
Right.
And that's sometimes I just wanna, it's
Yeah.
okay. Then
Right.
maybe you will feel a little better. But
Was Elijah his only child?
no, Morgan. Morgan was his baby too. So now he has Morgan, and then he has a oldest daughter as well. So he has Morgan and his oldest daughter. So but Morgan, she runs him too.
Right. So what would you say to someone, another mother or parent that is about to embark on the same thing that you guys did?
I would say research, heavily research. Don't just take what they say as what it is. Like, really research, because that's what I just like, okay. Like, I
Mhm.
agreed because I ain't know nothing else but to agree. Like, I didn't do more research like I should have. Um, Pray, keep the faith, because I'm gonna tell you at times where I did slack off, where I
Mhm.
felt like I should have been doing more. Um, keep your family around you. Don't shut everybody out just because you feel like they're not giving you what you need from them, and then just try to stay positive and, and stay active. Don't shut down, because it's a lot of things that I say if I could have done different, I would have done differently after he passed. Like, I really,
And what are one or two of the things that you would have done different?
like those last couple of days, like Morgan went this place and Sarai went to this place. I really wish they were there
Oh, kept them
together, so everybody could have really, so they could have really been there. Even though she said, "Oh, I'm fine, I'll just go here," I really wish I would have had her there. And then I really wish that at that time that I would have got my family more together before we went to the transition stages.
Okay.
If we were a better unit, because that's one thing I know that we were not. Like, everybody felt like everybody didn't come together until the doctor said, "Okay, well then there's nothing else we can do." So I
Mhm.
wish we were more a closer unit as a family from everybody. And
Right.
then I just wished I was more, I'm just be honest, more positive, because I
Right.
felt like I wasn't positive. Like, I just, again, like as a mother, I just knew that
Mhm.
this was not about to end well. And I just really wish I just would have kept, like, again, the faith more, and just would have been stronger.
Right. So it has, since your son transitioned, has the family unit um come together, or it's still pretty much the same?
We're still just like nothing happened. Like, everybody was good. Like, the couple
Mhm.
of that month or two, of course everybody gonna
Yeah.
check in on you and all that. But no, like, I still have my siblings. They're good. My mother, I love her to death. That's my rock. But like, you have your aunts, uncles, and then I have my dad. Like, I felt like, no.
Yeah.
No, I would just wish everybody, it's like, once somebody passed, you go through those hot seconds with everybody. Then once
Everybody's
like a
there.
month,
Yeah.
everybody like gone.
Going
But
back
it
to
is,
They're
it's
going
just
back to
reality. And that's how it feels,
Yeah.
some days, and whatnot. And then sometimes I do bring it up, and it was like, y'all here for this person, but y'all, ain't
Yeah.
here for me.
What's the difference?
What's
Yeah.
and that sometimes hurt.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure it
And
does.
the one biggest thing I just don't like when people, they tell his story, but don't act like you
We're
doing
there.
something,
Yeah.
because you ain't. And that's one thing that bothers me. Don't act like you doing something when you ain't really doing nothing.
Yeah. And yeah, you're the mom, so
Mhm.
you're the one that can tell his story for him.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know,
something
because
like
you had the inside deets on
Mhm.
everything. So, but that's how it is with family and friends. People you know, and it's unfortunate, but that's that's life. You
Mhm.
know, everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to carry the torch towards the end. But you know, I, I'm you know
Yeah, so I know you said, some things that you wish. Oh, sorry, Yam. You was going to say something.
no, go ahead.
Oh, you
Just cut me
said
right on off. Just go ahead.
that you
No, you
said
good.
there's some things that you wish you would have done differently.
Mhm.
So even like down to the family gatherings or the family coming together, have you taken an initiative to, say, you know what, this could be something we can do every so often in memory of, my son. We all came together when he was sick. Now let's keep this going and
And
make it like a yearly family thing or something.
well, in June, we actually were together. Actually, I hosted a cookout at my house with
Okay.
my family, with my mom, my aunts. My dad was there. My uncles, they were all there. And it was Elijah's birthday, like 2 days later. Before, 2
Okay.
days. It's about like 12, 13, 14. So I think it was like the 12th or something of June. And we end up doing happy birthday. We sung happy birthday to him. We blew, like Soraya blew out his candle. So we did do that together. I did try to incorporate that for him. So Elijah was cremated.
Okay.
So we had his box like right there. Like I was holding his box, well, his candle, his box was right there, and then we just sung happy birthday to him. So we did do that. I did put that together, for just a family cookout, and then also for Elijah's birthday. But I would love, like, Elijah would be 16 next year.
Wow.
I would love, like, I
To
want
have
to
a
go on a
16th
vacation.
birthday.
Like, I want to have a 16th birthday. I want to have it for my way though. And I
Okay.
want to have a party in honor of my son. Granted, he wouldn't been able to go all out like I can because I'm older, but I
Right.
want to still have a party just to honor him because he's going to be the big 16. Like if he was here, we'll have something for him.
Right.
I want to have something for my baby. Like I don't want to just let his birthday pass. Oh, he's 16. No,
Right.
I
Like a
want to go big.
memorial.
Yeah, like a
Something like
memorial
yeah.
That would be good.
party. I want to do something, but I
Have you
know I
started
want it to be
planning
for
it?
my baby. No, I have not.
You might want to go ahead and start.
And start planning it. Like I would love to also like not do a fundraiser but do just something for him just to give back to the organizations who walked us through it, who was there for us. I would like to do something like that too, but I guess it's just all who you talk to. But I would love to have a sweet 16 for my
I
baby.
think that could be nice though.
A big sweet, because red was his favorite color. Come in red and just enjoy, for him. Let's celebrate.
I think that would be dope.
Yeah, now listen to you sitting here talking or whatever. I think that would be very good, and especially if you can do something like a memorial and in remembrance of him, and then being able to pay homage to him, but at the same time help another family who may be traveling down that same road.
Right.
I
Right.
think that would be the ultimate because you're yet keeping him alive in your family, but you're allowing other people to get to know about your son as well. So you're
Right.
sharing
Right,
him
right.
with other people.
Right. Yeah, because you say memorial and all that, because we never had a funeral.
You did?
It was
What?
COVID.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So it
Okay,
was only
gotcha.
6 of us was able to go.
Are you
It
serious?
was only like 6 of us was able to go view, and then like I said, we cremated him. So that was that.
So
Like
that would
I
have been
never,
tough.
I wouldn't. That was really tough. Like
Oh,
I really
6
was not
people?
able to really, and that sucks because you gotta any
Pick
mini
who can
money mo
go.
who can go. So it
Mhm.
was not a lot of us who can really go to do the last, the last of it. Um, so I never had, and I've always wanted to have, a decent memorial, a
Oh,
decent
definitely.
goodbye. What it would just been great if we would have been able to have it the the regular way,
Mhm.
But of course, with COVID, that shut a lot of people and
But you
things
still can do
Well,
down.
you
that
still
now
can do that
because
because
you have his urn, right?
right.
I still have that.
Yeah, definitely. And and just plan that, and maybe if you want to do it like, we're not trying to tell you what to do, but maybe if you want to do it for the
16th
sweet
birthday,
16,
yeah.
right? And then
Right.
just have everybody there who,
Then after have a little part, a 16th birthday
Party
Mhm.
party.
for him, yeah. I mean that that's a plan too. I would love to just honor where people can really just say their last goodbyes. Um, we did for his 13th birthday. We did have like something like, because again it's COVID, so everybody still can't come.
Mm-hmm.
So we did like, we still released balloons and sit and did that, but just where everybody's able to come from here and
Right.
there, and we'd be able to sit and share our love for
Fair
him.
enough. Now, my last question to you is, well, one of my last questions. I have
Okay.
two. I know you said that when I asked you about what do you want people to remember about your son,
Mhm.
besides the smile, what else would you want people to remember?
Um, I just remember him as a whole. He's a Just him as a whole.
Don't
Like,
forget your
don't
baby.
forget my baby, because if he was here, you wouldn't be forgetting about him. Now that he's
Right.
gone, don't count him out. That's my thing. Like, don't forget my baby, because I don't forget him. Like, I remember
Right.
him, think about him all day, every day. Like, that's my baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I I mean, 3 years is a long time.
It's a long time, and they say it gets easier,
That's
but
a lot.
it's a
That's
big lot.
that's definitely a lot.
That's a
'Cause
lot.
sometimes it
Yeah.
gets
It
worse.
gets harder. I think
Mhm.
that's probably where I'm at. Like, it's starting to go backwards. Like,
Mhm.
it's getting harder now, because again, I'm counting down, and I shouldn't do that. I gotta
Yeah.
stay busier.
Yeah. But I
But
go
that
ahead.
if that's the way you deal with it, then it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to try to figure out. I guess you have to figure out your way
Mhm.
that can help you your days, to be much easier without putting so much on yourself.
Mhm.
Because if you counting down when he got sick, then you counting down, holidays, then when he passed, when he
Mhm.
was diagnosed, or when he was, when they told you that he was going to it. Yeah, that's you almost taking away out of 12 months. You almost taking away about 8 or 9 of those months.
No. So half the
Yeah,
months,
yeah,
I'm crying and counting.
Yeah, but it's
but
it's I'm not even gonna sit and say it's gonna
yeah,
get better. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
say that before you know it, some days are gonna be better
Better
than the
than
next
others.
day.
Yeah.
That's it. And the thing is just keep pushing. And I wouldn't, I learned probably last year they were saying like dealing with trauma and grief and stuff like that. We as African Americans, a lot of times we go throw ourselves in work or we
Mhm.
go do something to get busy.
Mhm.
But if we don't ever address the issue or the
Right.
problem, it's still there.
There.
Mhm.
So yeah, we may smother it for a while and feel like, okay, I'm good, but then eventually, before you know it, it has spiraled out of control
Right.
because we didn't deal with it. So are you still in counseling? With that being said,
No,
you stopped counseling.
I did.
Why'd you stop
Why?
Why
counseling?
did I stop? The honest answer. It was just felt like, to be honest, my counselor was his counselor going into it. So I feel like I was told that I gained a trauma bond with her. So it just felt like she was not really, I guess, helping me like she should be. Like, it just felt like she was just babying me. And so when I go see her, I would talk about everything else but what I should be talking about.
Mhm.
And like, she'll pacify and let it go. And
She wasn't bringing you back to the issue.
yeah. And even though like I still had other stuff I still needed to, take care of too at the sessions, but you know, I was pretty much there for grief. And I really could be doing better. Like, I really could be doing more. Like, I could be going to more grief counseling with more, with people, when they have grief counseling with
Yeah.
people. I could really be doing more. But I just stopped. Like, I don't interact, and I just was like, I'm not going to do
Not
those.
dealing with, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have that right. You have the right to do, like Miss Go Getter said, do how you see fit for you. I just think that at this point, I would encourage you to try different avenues for, and then figure out what works for you. What works
Right.
for you, you put it all together and you make it do what it do.
Right.
Right.
And you're still gonna have your days,
Mhm.
and that's definitely understandable. But your kids are how old now?
Morgan is 13. Soraya is 10.
Okay.
And Kaden is 6. My baby will be 7 on the 20th of October.
Wow. So you would have had a
Oh,
16
exciting.
year old and a almost 7-year-old. Well,
Yeah.
15, almost 16, and so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big age gap
It
there.
is. That's a big age gap. I started over for real. But I think Caden and Caden looks just like Elijah. And
Wow.
he kind of acts like Elijah as far as like the playing, the toys and stuff. Like he has that old soul. Like, so I think Caden was really, he was meant. Because I had Caden in 2016. Elijah got sick in 2017. So like I feel like he was meant.
Yeah.
He was meant. I'm not gonna say his replacement, but he was meant to be here.
He was part of your comfort.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was part of the plan.
comfort,
Like
yeah.
God knew what he
God
was
knew.
doing.
Yeah, see, and that's
That's always
the
go back to
thing.
that. Like God knew what he
Yeah.
was doing when it came to bringing him there. Because that Caden he looks just like him. And
So
it's
how
just
does that
like,
make
ooh.
you feel when you see him?
Well, my kids, the other two say that I favorite Caden more because it's like, come here, mama's baby.
Okay.
You want to cuddle? You want to cuddle and lay here? And Caden's like, yeah. And then Caden like, I'll be back, and he won't come back.
Okay.
But, so like, I know I see Elijah and Caden. Sometimes it's like I pull him, like I baby him when I know I shouldn't. But that's my baby.
Yeah.
It's
So
my baby.
So even though he's your baby, you see a lot of Elijah
and Caden. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard. Yeah, especially when certain things that he do and play, and like his mannerism, like, oh, Elijah used to do that too. And that's my thing. I have to pull myself back because I do that too. Like Elijah used to do that. Yeah.
Well, you look good. You sound good.
Thank you.
And I see you have your button on in memory of your baby. So we have no doubt that you're gonna keep him alive. Like that's the main thing. And I don't think God is done with you yet. I know sometimes it gets heavy and it seems like the world is crashing, but just know life is life, and for a lot of people,
Yes, it is.
It's life in out here.
That's my saying. I'm like, life is life. My mama said, "What's that mean?" I said, "Life is life."
Yeah, life is life, and so
a lot of people, for real, it's really life for me. So that's my saying.
Yeah, and but the thing is, you don't look like what you've been through.
And everybody says that.
So
but this is just right now when I go home.
Yeah, I understand. I do understand.
But yeah, a lot of people say that. I was like, you don't look like what you've been through. But it's like, because I'm trying to really hold it up. Yeah. Like I don't. And I always try to save face. That's my favorite line too. I save face for everybody. Like I don't.
No, you don't save face for us. You do. Don't save face for anybody.
That's my thing though. I don't like. I don't be one. I just want you to see this.
Okay, you want somebody to see this facade, right? But at the end of the day, it's a lot behind that facade. So you're putting up this facade, which is extra effort that you're putting into something that really isn't there, really isn't true. So why not learn to deal with what is really real, and that's you and what you internalize.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what I should be doing with, but
Yeah,
I just
and eventually,
don't want people.
Eventually, you will.
Like, I just don't. Oh, I just don't like. If you know me and you're in my world, you gonna see it. But if you don't, just hey, how you doing? Like, he's gonna be like, oh, you ain't. Yeah. But
I get it. But you got
telling my secrets.
I know that's right.
No, it's good. It's good. It's no secrets on WAGM Minute. And the whole thing is, we allow people to come and control their own narrative.
Right.
I think that's what happens a lot of times. People want to tell, like I said about Elijah, people want to tell his story. Right. Like, can't anybody tell his story?
Right.
But you can. So people sit in his hot seat, they control their narrative their way. And just continue to be you. And I'm proud of you. I'm excited for what's to come. You said that Morgan is a cheerleader, and so the kids are growing up, they're healthy, and they're still being kids.
They're still being kids. They're active. Like they'll talk. We'll say a little snippet and talk about him, and then we'll just keep it. Everybody just would keep moving. Like, and that's one thing I can say. Them babies did not break. And I keep knocking on Morgan. Like, you can cry, you can break. But
And she will in her own time.
Yeah, but
Yeah, she will.
them babies still
She-
keep
she
it
will.
going. They still moving around.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's again. That's why it's like if they can't, they holding on.
Yeah.
I gotta keep it going, you
Yeah.
know, because they need me, and if I break, they gonna break, you know.
But that may be your strength though. That may
Right.
be your pillar of what you need. Yeah, you got to be a certain way for them. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure Kira is good before she can allow herself to be there for the kids.
Mhm.
So being that your kids are pretty much self sufficient, like God, he already got them lined up and ready,
Mhm.
to be able to handle whatever. So and because he has his hands on him, he allows you to break and do what you do.
Mhm.
So because think about it, if you break and out of it, then that spills over into the kids,
Right.
over into the house. So there's everybody's in a funk.
Yeah, and Morgan's good for that. Are you something wrong with you? You okay? Because she
Yeah.
can tell. Like you
Yeah.
feel like a lot of chaos going on. You good?
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah. Especially these, like I said, the last couple of months, she felt it. They felt it,
Yeah.
and so that's
Right.
why I was like, I
So
can't.
she's really became the mother.
That
She's
is
been
my
your
mom.
assistant.
That's my assistant. I'm like, you do know I'm the mom here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't really run nothing in this house, but
Right.
that thing thinks you running everything. But yeah, so that's why I was like, I gotta pull it back because my house just feel like it was so much chaos, and I don't even. They're not saying nothing, of course, but you know, me looking, I can feel it like it's just so much going on. Like I gotta pull it together. I just gotta just cut some things and people off and just stop doing this, stop doing that, just to pull myself together.
Right.
And if I'm gonna just be bored, just sitting at home, I'm just be bored of sitting home. If you really rock with me and you still really care about me, you will be right here with me because you know I'm trying to push through this journey. If
Right.
you don't, then I know it wasn't ever real from the beginning because I'm trying to do better and I'm trying to do better for my kids. It's gonna take baby steps, and I'm trying the best I can. I'm not going at your speed. I'm going at my speed.
That's
and
right.
That's what my
Absolutely.
thing is. So, granted, I want to go back to therapy. I really do. But again, at this point, I need to find somebody who's going to work for me, you
Right,
know, and not.
absolutely.
I went to therapy because I knew this person was available and I knew she knew my story. So this time I just need somebody to go for me. So that's my thing. So like I said, as baby says, I'm trying, and if you really care about me and love me, you will be right here with me, walking through this journey with me.
Right.
If for real. And that's just what it is. So a lot of things I gotta put a lot of childish things away, and I gotta get
Absolutely.
together because my
Yeah.
kids need me and I need them.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. And you need you.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
need me.
You need you.
That's true.
And we
Yeah.
need you to be strong.
Yeah.
As as strong as you can, and keep fighting. And it's and it's
It's not easy.
it's not, but God's gonna do what he's gonna do.
And that's why I know it's going to work out for my good, for the good. That's why I pray. Sometimes I pray myself to sleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now that's another
yeah.
thing. Now, if
I
you ever
do
want to
that.
get sleepy, open that Bible up
Yeah.
or pray. So you never like, God, hold on.
Yeah, I
And
be
I-
like it's a
Yeah,
trick.
but-
like,
yeah.
wow, all of a sudden I'm so sleepy now.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
praying.
me. I be sitting there just praying. And next thing you know, I'm asleep. But I be
Yep.
praying, and then like I said, affirmations been going into that, trying to just find something that just keep speaking life into myself. It may
Yeah.
not make sense to you what I'm saying, but I know
Absolutely.
for me it's gonna make sense, and I know that it's what I need. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find some different avenues because the old me wasn't working.
Right.
That's I'm trying to find a new me and just try to do the best that I can with or without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Mm-hmm.
Just want to find happiness. And that's my favorite line. I just want to be happy.
So you do realize that happiness comes within,
within.
right?
Yeah. So that's
And
what
people
I
can
wanna-
add to enhance
I
your
want to be
happiness.
happy. So
Yeah.
that's my next goal, is just really genuinely just be happy for myself. Wasn't for, that's it. Just want to be happy. And then I want to just grow a little bit, and I say I want to go back to school, but I don't want to put myself out there going back to school if I'm not mentally ready, because
Right.
that's just a waste of time. That's waste of time for everybody. So that's my thing. So I want to go back to school. I want to be happy. I want to be a better parent, a better mom. That's what I want to do too. Like, it's just a lot of little things that I can say that to a lot of people will be like, really, that's all she want to do? But that's
you.
my
Yeah,
goal.
that's
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I owe it to myself and I owe it to my babies. So
Yeah.
those are my things. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what's really next.
Then you
for me.
just got to, take your first step,
Mhm.
do what you got to do, and then work towards the rest.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
I would suggest though, maybe reaching out to other families
Mhm.
who who are going through, because I think um you seeing them currently go through, like, you can usher them into a newness, as well as they can maybe help you through your journey too.
Mhm.
Before you know it, you already you're progressing.
There's a few families out here that I do have connection with that I can talk to,
Okay.
but can I be real just one quick
I,
second?
Yes.
every second.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I mentioned this to my boyfriend, but of course he looked at me like, why would you even think like that?
Mhm.
But my thing was, there's people whose kids who went through cancer and their kids, they're in remission or they're cleared. And so in my eyes, it's like sometimes I don't want to really communicate and talk
Okay.
because it's like my baby's supposed to be here. It's like a jelly moment. Like I'm kind of
It's
jealous a
like,
little bit because you got your baby and I ain't got my baby.
yeah.
Your baby came out of it,
Yeah.
my baby didn't. So
Yeah.
that's just my truth. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm
Mhm.
not gonna let nobody say that from that's how I've been feeling. And I think I started feeling like that. Like I said in August, that's when I felt like I was coming downhill. And that's how I was feeling like my baby not here, but your baby here. And that's when I see people because
Not
I
fair.
follow a lot of people,
Mhm.
follow people who kids, are still here and are still going through, or I mean, still that's not going through it. And I just sometimes get my feelings was like, well, why my baby couldn't be still here?
Mhm.
So that sometimes it's hard for me to connect with them or to talk
Okay.
with people because my baby not here. So that's my truth. And I got out of my chest. I said it loud.
Right. So
Mhm.
look, that's your truth. You actually stand on it. So that's and that's
But I
fair.
think that's
Mhm.
kind of, I think that would be a normal thing though.
Mhm.
I really do. I think that would be normal to kind of like wonder that or question that, because you already said you're questioning anyway.
Mhm.
So I can see that being one of the questions,
Right.
like maybe the first question.
Right. Yeah, like
So
I don't want to wish nothing bad on nobody,
right, right,
Right.
right,
but
right.
when you're in this same category with somebody, you just looking like my baby is just not here. But like they say, everything happens for a reason. But
Or
I think I'm
maybe,
just trying to figure out my reason. If I knew my
Yeah.
reason, I'd be okay.
yeah, because maybe your reason could be, since you're questioning that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your son didn't make it through, but other people, kids might have made it through.
But who don't know?
Maybe your thing would be maybe doing a organization or nonprofit where there are some kids that's going through it and they don't have a mother.
Right.
So maybe you can look at to doing something like that, where maybe you can like do something for those kids. You can be that mother there while those kids are there, help them go through it, because they might end up coming through. And then it's like, now you helped another kid. So your kid might not have, went through, or maybe you didn't feel like you did research for your kid. Maybe you can step in and help another kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when
I
you
didn't
and
look
when
at it
you're
like
ready.
that though.
Yeah. And when you're ready.
I didn't look at it like
Yeah.
that.
But it's Elijah's. It's part of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. So, I mean, we could sit and talk to you all day long
Yeah.
about this. But I wanted to ask you before you go, how your time has been since you've been on Wait Again Minute podcast.
My time. It's
Yeah.
been great. I was so nervous, y'all.
Yeah.
Why were you
I
nervous?
was nervous, like, cause I just don't. Number one, hear myself talk, and number two, like, I just don't want to stutter over words. Like, I just wanted to make sense to somebody, Like, I want to be able to touch somebody, and so in my mind, I'm thinking like I'm just not gonna get it out there, and you gonna understand what I'm saying.
Right.
So, like, and I'm scared, like I may mess up.
It's
But-
not a mess up
Yeah.
thing.
But tell us again, what's the name? What was your son diagnosed with?
Neuroblastoma, Wilms tumor for short, of the kidney.
Okay, so what's his kidney?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let me tell you this before we go. Like, I understand you were nervous, right?
Mhm.
I get that.
I was.
But I wouldn't feel no type of way. Like, only thing you have to do, the hardest part is opening your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
whoever's gonna touch is gonna touch. Whoever's
Right.
not, everything's not meant for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But this was more of a informational type real reality, episode, because think a lot of times we take things for granted.
Right.
So we're living life is life, and for us, how
Mhm.
it is, and for you it's totally different.
Right.
So I listening to you sit here talk, I've kind of like held back tears because you had your baby for 11 years.
Mhm.
I had a baby and had her for 0.
Mhm.
So it's just like, not saying that it just made me think to be grateful through it all.
Don't you start crying.
Point blank period.
Don't cry.
So
Don't cry.
so it's just everybody's journey is different.
Mhm.
So I just encourage you to keep going. Um don't stop telling your son's story.
Mhm.
Which is now it's now part of your story.
Right.
Because you never know who you are encouraging
Right.
to push through. You have your days, but I promise you, it's somebody else having a day worse than you.
And I get that a lot. People say that a lot too.
Yeah. So when we're going through, we just think about ourselves. And
Yeah.
I'm just be honest, like I ain't worried about nobody else. Like I'm going through right now.
Right.
But in
Obviously,
reality,
yeah, somebody else can be having it
somebody
worse
else
than me.
absolutely.
Going through the worst. Yeah. And even though I lost my son, I still have to think about that too. There's somebody else out here who could be going through it 10 times worse than me.
Yeah.
And I
Because
still gotta think about it. I still gotta still count my blessings that I have come in my way, or still have like my other kids. I still gotta be grateful, because somebody could have lost all their kids,
yeah,
and I still have
absolutely.
3 more still.
And then who knows what these kids are gonna do?
Right.
Like grow up to be.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure they're gonna continue to make you proud, and God's gonna continue to wow you in the moments where you feel like you couldn't be wowed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a pleasure meeting you,
Thank you.
and I thank Kariba for
Yeah. Thank you.
telling us about you, because we want to know.
Yeah, and I'm glad like I was able to come in at the time that I came in, because last month was Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. September is
Right.
Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm glad I was able to come in, at the end of it all, to be able to tell his story. I mean, it's always great to be able to tell his story,
Mhm.
but last month was like a good pivotal moment, because it's like trying to bring awareness to childhood cancer, for the other babies.
Yeah, and we were
families
looking,
going
we
through
were
it.
looking for somebody too, but it was just like it's got to be strategic in
Mhm.
what we're doing now. So
Yeah.
it was definitely meant for you to be here. Put it
Yeah,
that way.
I'm grateful. I'm glad you guys had me on
Yeah,
the podcast.
definitely.
I
And
really enjoyed y'all. Like
we
I
are a
enjoyed
lot.
you. Now I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, you all charged up
I'm
and
ready
ready.
to go.
Yeah,
But yeah, I really
absolutely.
appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
You guys.
So tell the people how they could find you on social media if you want. If you're not,
Okay.
that's cool too.
I'm fine. Kiara Swope on Facebook, and then on Instagram it's KiaBoo89. That's where you can find me at.
Not Kia Boo, man.
KiaBoo 89.
Okay. Let's go get it. Any last words from you?
No. Yeah, boo.
So with that being said, stay tuned to all things Wait Again Minute. When you guys see this episode tonight, or when you see it in replay, definitely share this episode. I promise you, you will not want to miss it. So Elijah Strong, and let's just keep sharing.
Yeah. Elijah forever.
All righty.
Right. Good night.
Good night.